what I'm going to be doing for you guys today is called Superman. I'm sure everyone here has heard of a person called Superman. It's okay if you haven't. Superman is the all-time defender, the all-time protector. Though he may not look like much, he is my hero. He is my other side, he is my left arm, and he is my left calf. He is my stride, and he is always by my side. You never know what to expect when Superman is around. He could be as serious as a wall or as goofy as a clown. He is kind and loving, but if someone messes with me, he'll mess up those punks just like a saw blade does to wood chunks. Okay, Superman has always been there for me. Not just physically, but also mentally. And I'm just sad that I just let him be. You see, I wish I could have been there for him. The night he turned the corner past the trash bin, 6 guys came around the corner with violence in their minds. They were looking for anything valuable that they could find. Unfortunate for Superman, he was wearing a nice pair of shoes. So the guys started coming at him in pairs of 2s, and Superman fought them off as much as he could. These guys thought that they were from the hood. No. Superman taught them a lesson that night. He taught them that today had gotten into the wrong fist fight. Superman walked away with a few bumps and bruises. He went off on them like TNT with 10 different fuses. Superman had to run from that uneven group. So he went back to his house and he sat on the stoop. After all that had happened, he didn't even shed a tear. He didn't even come near to a tear of fear. You see, Superman shows all the strengths without showing he is weak. He is the complete opposite of a mouse, small and meek. He's like a lion, true and brave, the type of lion that you don't want to wake in its cave. You see, Superman... You see, no one is perfect, not even Superman. So he was minding his own business one day, and he turned on the fan, and then he heard the phone ring. Brrring. Brrring. He answered the phone with an unpleasant tone. Superman was off to do what he does best. He had to save somebody else out west. You see, their car broke down, they needed a ride. Good thing Superman's always by their side. Superman got lost that night, and he pulled up into a lot. Guys just started coming out of that spot. That's all I heard from Superman that day. He wouldn't speak that night, but what could he say? You see, my Superman came home that night, and he looked like he had just seen an unsettling sight. I went over to him, and I gave him a hug. I ran to him like a light attracts a bug, and I felt cold tears run down my back. It was like a faucet as cold as an ice pack. That was the first time I ever saw Superman cry. He cried until his eyes were dry. He told me that violence should always be my last resort. He said if I threw a punch, then I'd end up in court. I guess he'd almost gotten stabbed that night. I guess Superman finally found his kryptonite. But I told him if I was there and I just had a gun. And I stopped. You see, he is my metaphorical gun. He is the unloaded pistol that I keep on my side. When you see him, you just want to go home and run. He's like... But then after I told him this, he looked at me with disapproval in his eyes. It was as unpleasant as a group of flies. I guess he was just looking out for me that day. I'm just glad it wasn't my Superman who had to pay. You see, my Superman is a 6'2", 140-pound boy named Gavin. He is my brother, and I thank God that I have him.